In 2.9, I'm going to discuss right-clicking, possibly one of the least engaging videos that there will be in this course, but it's super important and it gives you a lot of access to a lot of fun stuff. So let's go through it with an asset and with a character and with a scene. So let's use our same guy that we've been animating with. Let's use let's not use an animal. Let's use a thumb, and then we can do it with a scene. Okay, let's go through these three things. So when I right click on a character, I have several options. I have my copy and paste, very simple. We have group. Now what group does is you'll notice it didn't let me do it there because I haven't grouped two objects. Once I've grouped two objects, I can now use group. This will mean that anywhere that I move one of my objects, the other will follow. Super helpful, especially when using motion paths. If you've got a big cluster of assets on a desk, for example, you can group them, and then within this you can go edit group and maybe move one around or delete one altogether, or you can ungroup, which is also super necessary. So let's ungroup. Okay, and then regarding the character, we can also flip the action, which is very similar to the mirror option below. We can choose our order, so this means that we can look when you're dealing with a big scene, you're going to have multiple layers. So at the moment, this guy's going to sit behind the thumb, but if I'm set on him coming above, then I go order and I go bring to front. Now, the alternative of that, as I'll show you using the thumb, is order, bring forward. This will move it forward one layer, and I'm sure you've come across things like this on PowerPoint. But if you, let's say you have 10 layers, and I just want the thumb to move in front of this man who's one layer ahead, but I don't want it to jump ahead of all 9 layers, I just hit move forward, and we're done there. And the same works for move backwards and move back. Align isn't worth using. Distribute isn't worth using. Replace, this is really helpful. So let's say that client said, I love the animation, I want this tiny tweak with the character. Now you don't want to have to redo all of those character animations. So let's say that we're told to use this new character. Everything that happens to that asset, all the groups, all the actions, all the motion paths, it's mapped into this guy, even the expression that we set. And then delete. Simple as that. On the assets, it's very similar. The main difference is the crop, um, which means that I can start to remove sections. And so let's say that the client says, I just want to show the hand. No problem. We just crop out the wrist, and now we're left with just the hand, and we can, you know, rotate that if they just want the thumbs up to come from the top of the screen, or however we want that to work. And then obviously you have all the same options, your order, the ones not worrying about, your replace and your delete. In terms of alignment, the way that I actually like to do it is I actually like to use the lines that are on the screen. So if you notice, typically it will get to a point where it will show me it's fully aligned there. So that's the best way to do it. Beyond's very intuitive like that. So even if you have your scenes where you have 3 sections, even within those sections, it will help you line everything up. It's the better way to do it. So that's right clicking on that front. Let me show you right clicking on a scene. So we can choose our templates. We've been through this quite extensively, but we can choose our templates from right click. We can continue scene. We've been through this also. You can add a blank scene, and then obviously as discussed, we can add a background from the top there. Copy or cut, I guess, which I don't think I need to explain cut, but it copies it while deleting it. Copy, paste, save as template. So if you put together a real unique scene for a client, for example. So let's say they're an airport company, and as we've shown before, we can choose different fixtures and fittings. And let's say I don't like any of the templates that they've put together, but I really like, that's worked out well, we have some airport seats. So look, I'm going to use exactly everything that we just went through with my order, bringing that forward. And let's say this is my template. I can say save as template. So then the minute I want to come in to choose templates, that will now be one of my options in my library. Okay, so that is right clicking. and covers pretty much everything there is to know about right clicking. Um, I want to make sure I haven't missed anything because right clicking is so important. If you do right click also on a scene and you clear, it will take all the assets off. So that's right clicking in Beyond.